Alright, let's dive into something that's been on my mind lately, the recent passing of William Orbit. Now, if you're not immediately familiar with the name, trust me, you've almost certainly heard his work. This guy was a titan in the music production world, and his death at 69 feels like the closing of a chapter in music history. But here's the thing, what makes this really interesting is how Orbit's legacy isn't just about the hits he produced, it's about the way he shaped the sound of an entire era. Personally, I think his work with Madonna on Ray of Light alone cements his place in the pantheon of great producers. That album wasn't just a collection of songs, it was a cultural reset, blending electronic music with pop in a way that felt revolutionary at the time. And let's not forget his work with Blur on 13, a completely different vibe, but equally impactful. What many people don't realize is how versatile Orbit was. He wasn't just a one-trick pony. He could adapt his style to fit the artist while still leaving his unmistakable mark. If you take a step back and think about it, that's the sign of a true master, someone who can elevate others without overshadowing them. But here's where it gets even more fascinating, Orbit's career trajectory. He started as an electronic musician in his own right before becoming a go-to producer for some of the biggest names in the industry. This raises a deeper question. How do artists transition from creating their own work to shaping someone else's vision? In Orbit's case, it seems like his background in electronic music gave him a unique toolkit that he could apply to pop and rock. A detail I find fascinating is how he managed to maintain his artistic integrity while working within the constraints of commercial music. It's easy to sell out in this industry, but Orbit always seemed to strike the right balance. What this really suggests is that his success wasn't just about technical skill. It was about his ability to connect with artists on a deeper level and bring their visions to life. Now, let's talk about his impact on the industry as a whole. The 90s were a wild time for music, with genres colliding and evolving at breakneck speed. Orbit was right in the middle of that, helping to define the sound of the decade. From my perspective, his work with Madonna and Blur wasn't just about making hits, it was about pushing boundaries and challenging what pop and rock could be. One thing that immediately stands out is how his productions still feel fresh today. That's the mark of a true innovator, someone whose work doesn't age because it was ahead of its time. Personally, I think we're only beginning to understand his influence. As new generations of producers and artists emerge, they're going to look back at Orbit's work and see a blueprint for how to blend creativity with commercial appeal. But here's the bittersweet part, his passing feels like the end of an era. The music industry has changed so much since the 90s, and it's hard not to wonder if someone like Orbit could even rise to prominence in today's landscape. Streaming, social media, and the democratization of music production have completely reshaped the game. What this really suggests is that Orbit's legacy isn't just about the music he made, it's about the way he navigated an industry that was far less chaotic than it is today. In my opinion, that's what makes his story so compelling. It's a reminder of a time when artists and producers had the space to take risks and experiment without the constant pressure of algorithms and trends. So, where does that leave us? Well, for one, it's a reminder to appreciate the artists and producers who are still shaping the sound of our time. But it's also an invitation to look back and revisit Orbit's work with fresh ears. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just discovering his music, there's something to be learned from his approach. What makes this really interesting is how his legacy continues to evolve, even after his passing. It's not just about the music he left behind, it's about the conversations he sparked and the doors he opened for future generations. If you take a step back and think about it, that's the ultimate measure of an artist's impact, not just what they create, but how they inspire others to create. And with that, I'll leave you with this. What's your favorite William Orbit production? Is it something from Ray of Light, or maybe a deeper cut from his work with Blur? Let me know in the comments below. Because at the end of the day, music is about connection, and Orbit's legacy is a testament to the power of that connection. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep listening.